Welcome back to the channel, family, and welcome back to another fire skipping tutorial. Of course, today we have a masterclass on running crossovers. Now, if you're a big fan of Floyd Mayweather like myself, he's the first person that I ever saw do this with ease and effortless flows. Right now, this is a very difficult move, one that you're going to learn if you follow this to the end of this video. And this isn't just for boxers, by the way, okay? This is for any fitness enthusiast, anyone looking to sort of burn calories, sweat tons, and just lose weight, whatever it is in the gym, guys. This is a great move for you to get the heart rate up, get the intensity up. And like I've been saying for a long time, okay, this is the most powerful tool you can put into your hands, and you can take it anywhere. It's really accessible, and you only need 10 to 15 minutes, at least 3-4 times a week, okay? Like, that's all you need. So this is what we're gonna do, guys. I'm gonna show you this move. Now, if you're someone who kind of can do a couple of crossovers in a row, and then when you wanna get faster, you just sort of lose the flow, you might sort of trip, you might slap yourself really hard. I'm gonna make sure that I get you doing these super easy, okay? You just gotta follow these steps, try this drill that I'm about to share with you, and I promise you, I'll get you nailing this in no time. Remember, if you're new to the channel, go check our website, guys. Today I'm using the Money Rope Performance Special Edition. We are back in stock, finally, peeps, man. I know a lot of you guys have been asking when this will happen. It is now live, okay? Now, if you use the code VIP30, you actually get 30% off. Now, this is exclusive just for you guys. So just go online right now. You can cop mats, clothing, and most importantly, the best ropes on the internet, hands down. Let's get straight into this, guys. I'm gonna talk you through what actually happens during a running crossover and what makes it easy for me to sort of go at Mayweather speeds, okay? Now, there's gonna be a couple of things that I try and talk you through, and you can actually try and do this in your living room or wherever you're watching this video. You don't actually need your rope right now. So first thing is this. We're gonna talk through technique, okay? Then when we talk through technique, then I'm gonna talk through the drill. So technique is as follows. We always talk about, when it comes to crossing, is you need to feel a hug, first and foremost, okay? If you get into the bad habit of crossing at your wrist, guys, you are always, most likely, gonna trip on your rope. It's not gonna be wide enough for you to cross or get past. So what you need to try and get into is trying to feel more of a stretch where you feel like you're actually crossing by the elbows. Now, if you are doing this without no rope, just feel yourself doing this. See what it kind of takes to sort of get that motion, what it takes for your body to get in this position. For me, when I feel it, if I turn to the side, is I feel like my back sort of hunches down and forward to allow me to get that stretch. As you get better, you'll start to feel that you can stand up a little bit taller and you can sort of cross somewhere midway on the forearms. But it's really important that you don't cheat your crosses, right? If you can see me doing it sort of slowly here, I am really feeling a nice big cross. I'm trying to feel like I'm crossing at my elbows. So that's rule number one. Rule number two, guys, is use of your wrists. Now, a lot of people do not trust the process when it comes to their wrists. They're so concerned about doing this cross that they forget that their wrists play a massive important part. Now, if you leave your wrists really sort of rigid, stiff, you've got no way of doing this move at speed, right? If you're rigid and stiff like this, holding the handle super tight, you're just gonna death grip it and it's gonna run all the way up your arms. And stiff crosses is not the look we want. We want flowing action. And like I said, I was inspired by Mayweather, and if you watch him do it as well, there's this kind of vibe where the arms are loose and they're free. So do not death grip this thing, okay? Make sure that you use your wrist correctly. Now, one good tip I always share on this channel, and I have been for loads of years now, is feel like your thumbs point down and away from you. Almost feel like the thumbs are actually facing behind you. So I like to sort of have my thumbs up the handle like this, or the skipping rope, or the handle, and you almost want to feel like they turn, and as they turn, they're sort of facing that direction, sort of down and away, almost behind you. That gives you a really cool cross like this, rather than if you keep it stiff with your sort of palms facing up, you just don't get a big wide cross like this. You need to let the wrist turn. Third point, and it's something that I've seen with loads of my clients as well when I've done one-to-one sessions, is they allow their hands to get too far away from their body. This is a killer move, right? This is just gonna break the whole sort of move down. it's gonna make you trip for sure. You wanna actually make sure you sort of feel like your wrists, your hands are quite close to your stomach, okay? And I'll explain. You actually wanna feel like they're riding very close to sort of the belly button region as you do this move. They start to stretch away from you. If you lose the connection between sort of your bicep and your chest, your arms, you actually will make the rope shorter, right? If you bring it out here, you'll make it shorter, harder to get jumping over it. You're gonna have to start to flex your knees. Whereas if you come closer to your body, as you can see, I've made the rope nice and long here now. So a lot more chance for you to clear this rope. So just kind of feel like you're kind of connected to your torso, but not too stiff, okay? You don't wanna feel like you're sort of tight in like this. You still wanna feel flowing action, but feel like the hands are traveling across your body, but quite close to your torso. That again, like I said, it'll make sure you can do these consecutively. And then when we come to the running component in a second, you can make sure you can get a really nice cross, sexy loops, and actually very easy to do this move. Okay, so the next step is how do we incorporate this with a running step now? This is the part where people sort of can kind of do for the first sort of few jumps, maybe 4 or 5, and as they sort of pick up speed, they tend to trip. Here's a really cool drill. This is one of the best, and I'll tell you the best, it's one of the best drills I've come up with, and it really helped me understand how Mayweather did this. And you guys need to understand that the more you practice this, you will get it. I promise you, it will click, so do not sort of get disheartened if it doesn't work first time. Stick with this, guys. This thing is difficult. You can make it look easy when it clicks. You might look at me doing it, it looks simple obviously, but I've been doing this for a long time and you have to work on it, and that's what makes it so powerful. It does not come easy. You've got to put in the time, you've got to put in the effort. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. You have to feel, guys, that every time you cross, we're sort of stepping down, and every time we uncross, we're sort of stepping up, or we're switching legs. What needs to happen is your legs need to work in tandem with your hands. So if I put the rope down like this, you can learn this as you shadow skip, okay? So if you imagine, as we cross, we step down. As we uncross, we step down with the other foot. And this action has to be very consistent. Like you have to basically time and match and sync these two actions together. And what happens is, a lot of the times with beginners or sometimes even intermediates who are trying to learn the speed, is that their hands start to outrace the legs. So the legs don't sync anything up. You get trips, you get slapped, it hurts. Or even sometimes the legs are moving too fast and the hands are just not quick enough to kind of keep up the loops and keep up the jumps. So what we can do is we're gonna practice a drill, a shadow drill. Next time you're in the gym, next time you're practicing this, you're just gonna go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Remembering the actions with the thumbs, the technical stuff, remembering keeping your hands close to your body, the big stretch. And we also wanna make sure that our posture is cool, so you can allow a little bit of body tilt, but just, this is the action. We're sort of feeling like every time we cross, boom, step down, uncross, we then step down with the other foot. And what happens is over time, the first thing you're gonna try and do is try and do this as slow as possible, folks. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now again, it looks super easy, but go out and try this. If you try and do it really slowly, trust me, it's one of the hardest drills because you have to really sync the body, move the hands in the right way. Don't try and go 100 miles an hour just yet. This is not the kind of point of this drill. This drill is actually to try and get the muscle memory to sync up with your feet so you can understand how this running crossover moves, okay, and how it works. You will notice as well, I'm always on the balls of my feet with this move. My heels practically never touch the floor. They never get close to the floor because you want to make sure we're super light, we're nimble, and the whole process of trying to stay light on your feet, guys, it can only work if your heels are off the floor. If you start to sort of clamp, be a bit clunky even, I've got my heels falling on the floor here, like it's harsh on the knees, it feels slow, it doesn't feel light on my feet. Like we want to feel bouncy, like nimble. This is why boxers love skipping, because it really incorporates and really improves their balance and their movement, their sharpness. So 1, 2, 1, 2. This is all we're going to try and do at the beginning. And then you guessed it, the next step is the fun bit, okay? So the next bit, sort of final piece of this jigsaw, guys, is you're now going to try and add speed. And what you need to try and do is you need to try and feel like you've got gears, like you've got a few levels. Now, we've talked about this a lot in the channel. I've discussed this drill so many times, but this is kind of a different way of putting it. Is you're going to feel like the slowest you can go is like a speed 1. So this is my speed 1 or my gear 1. Then I'm going to sort of move to gear 2. So as you can see, the hands, the feet start to sync up, go a bit faster. And then gear 3, gear 4, etc. Gear 5. And we can even go quicker. And then we're going to slow it all the way back down until we feel that level 1, okay? That is one of the best drills, honestly, I've ever created when it comes to the skipping. It's helped me tremendously with all kinds of moves. And to sort of bolster this or kind of pad it out a little bit more, the speed, what you have to remember, it's not from flinging the hands quicker as such. It's about when to time the release and the snap of your wrists. So we talked about a really loose grip, and we talk about the wrist snap a lot on this channel, but this loose grip will allow us to get that whip, right? Now this is not happening from moving my arms and my forearms and my biceps faster. It's actually about how I inject the speed with my thumbs, my hands, my fingers into the rope and let that snap happen. The faster I let the snap happen, the louder those whips and the faster the rope. And that is the way you are going to learn this move. As always, thank you so much for your love and support. Let me do what I do best, what I love most, and just helping you guys and trying to inspire you and more of you out there to try and pick up a rope and feel better about yourself. So guys, I'll check you in the next video. So take care of yourself, skip the treadmill, stay safe. Peace.
Was the knight in shining armor in your movie? Would put your lips on mine and love the aftertaste now.